Yeah, I saw it. Thank you. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello to everybody on the YouTube stream. Hope everyone is able to hear me okay and to see the field okay. Coaches are having their conference. We're almost ready to get underway here at East Field. We are just about ready to get underway here at East Field as we are about to have a ceremonial first pitch before a different look for the Dragons out there tonight in this non-league game against the Albany Athletics, a lineup that we have not yet seen so far this season. First pitch tossed in there. Now Garrett Hill will begin his warm-up tosses on the mound. Dragons are facing the Albany Athletics tonight. They are part of the Twilight League, a local league based in Albany. Bunch of local teams, a lot of local products from these high schools around the capital region. And a very different look for this Dragons lineup tonight. You will probably not recognize a lot of these names in the lineup and all around the field. And this is only going to be a 7-inning game. No 9 innings for this game, only 7 innings. As the Dragons look to bounce back from last night's tough loss to Saugerties. Hill finishes up his warm-up pitches to his catcher for tonight, which is going to be Derek Diaz. We're about ready for baseball. Red Marin will lead it off here for the Albany Athletics. Marin will play second base tonight. First pitch fouled away, and we're underway. Oh, and 1 quickly. And that ball gets a piece of Marin. He is frustrated as he gets hit on the second pitch of this game up by the letters. Not pleased there was Marin. Threw his bat, almost hit his teammates. Brings up their center fielder, Chase Morrison. Albany's been very solid this year in the Twilight League, managing an 11-3 record. This is a non-league game, so these stats will not count towards the season stats for the Dragons players. Marin dancing off of first base. First pitch misses high and in with the off-speed pitch. 1-0. And Marin's off. Diaz throws down. That throw tails wide, and it'll get into center field. Marin did not pick it up soon enough. Pitch was called a strike to even up the count at 1-1, but Marin steals second base with ease. And the Athletics already have a man in scoring position. Even count here on Chase Morrison, center fielder for the Albany Athletics. Marin, big lead off second base. Second pitch bounces off of the glove of Derek Diaz, and Marin will scoot over to third base, and he is already 90 feet away from scoring. Marin, along with a couple of other Athletics, were named Twilight League All-Stars after last night's game for them. As the All-Star teams beginning to be announced for all these local leagues. They were also released for the PGCBL. 2-1 on Morrison. That pitch tails way away. 3-1. Three and one on the center fielder Morrison here. Pitch from Hill. Grounded to the shortstop McKillop. Tough hop, and that one will get by him. McKillop thought he had that one lined up, but that ball just skipped right on past him. Be an RBI single for Morrison. Don't think they'll rule that as an error. That was a tough one on McKillop. Time is called in Athletics before you can even blink. Already up 1-0. Red Marin got hit by the second pitch of this game and went to work on the base pass, stealing second, advanced to third on a pass ball, and easily scored on that RBI single for Morrison. Already 1-0 Athletics here, top of the first. First pitch fouled away to Nicholas Plew. Shortstop for the Athletics. Plew, similar to his middle infield tandem mate Red Marin, was also named to Twilight League All-Star. Second pitch he sees, misses low and away, count evens up. One and one here on Nick Plew. That pitch catches the outside corner for strike two. One and two here on Plew. Just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. We'll do it again on 1-2. One and two count still on Nicholas Plew. No outs here in the top of the first inning. Athletics already gotten out to a 1-0 lead. Hill will fire home the 1-2. Catches the outside corner for a called strike three. Plew disagrees. And Garrett Hill gets his first strikeout of the evening. Big strikeout for Hill to make this inning seem a little bit more manageable. First pitch lands in there with the off-speed pitch, 0-1. Runner goes, throw down from Diaz to Vega is high. Now will be the second stolen base of the inning, this time for Chase Morrison. Pitch was called a strike, so the count quickly 0-2 on McLaughlin, the catcher. Oh, and 2 quickly on the catcher McLaughlin. Runner on second base is Chase Morrison. Morrison with a big lead. The 0-2 pitch gets a piece of McLaughlin. That slider just barely nicked his jersey, and he will take that hit by pitch and jog on down to first base for the third baseman, Christian Tortorisi. We are in the top of the first inning of this non-league game between Albany Athletics and the Glens Falls Dragons. First pitch misses away for ball one. One and 0 on Tortorisi. Hill will fire home. That one's in there for a called strike. Swing and a miss. That one tailed right towards the hands of Tortorisi, and he was unable to do anything with it. It counts 1-2 on Tortorisi. Hill needing an out here. Runners on first and second. Only one out here, top of the first inning. The 1-2 from Hill. Fouled away. Tortorisi stays alive. Count still 1-2 on Tortorisi. Garrett Hill continuing to work out of the stretch with a runner on second base and Morrison with a big lead. The 1-2. That one's in there for a called strike 3. Tortorisi, similar to his teammate Plu, disagrees with that strike 3 call. And he goes down looking. Has 2 strikeouts in the inning, but also 2 hit by pitches for Garrett Hill. He will now have to deal with Jackson Cox, the first baseman. 2 strikeouts looking for Garrett Hill so far tonight, but the 2 hit by pitches ultimately leading to a run for the Athletics. That first pitch misses away for ball 1. One and 0. On Jackson Cox, the first baseman. Second pitch kind of backed out of the way of that one. That off-speed pitch lands for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 on the first baseman, Jackson Cox. Only 1 hit in the inning, but it was the RBI single by Chase Morrison. Hill will fire home. That one grounded to the third baseman, Job. He fields, fires over to first, and they got him for the third out of the inning. So after a couple hit by pitches and an RBI single, the Athletics lead after the first half of an inning, 1-0. The Dragons will look to put across their first run of the evening, as they will have the top of their order to begin this first inning with Rene Vegas leading it off for them here tonight. A little bit of an odd look for this Dragons lineup. You will see as we get towards the bottom half some names you might not even recognize. It's because this is a non-league game, so the Dragons giving some players a day off with this 4-game-in-a-row stretch. On the mound for the Athletics tonight will be their right-hander, number 34, Luke Tizenchek. Tizenchek works out of the stretch. And he will face the Dragons for the first time this season. Been a very solid pitcher for the Athletics this season. Catcher McLaughlin will talk with his starting pitcher before we get underway here in the bottom of the first inning with the Dragons trailing 1-0. Vega playing second base today will lead off. Vega fouls that one away to the third base side for strike one. A lot of first pitch swings so far in this one. Tizenchek sets and fires the 0-1. Another foul ball from Vega, quickly 0-2. Quickly 0-2 on the leadoff man for the Dragons, Rene Vega. Looking to get something going here for them. He takes that fastball up and out of the zone for ball one. 1-2 on the Dragons leadoff man, Rene Vega. They look to get that run right back from the Athletics. The 1-2 taken just outside with a changeup, 2-2. Cow evens up on Vega. Two-two count on the Dragons leadoff man. Tizenchek shakes off and gets his sign. Vega rips that one to left center field, and it will drop for a leadoff base hit for Rene Vega. Beautiful piece of hitting from the Dragons leadoff man. Zach Morejo will bat now. Had his first at-bat for the Dragons last night. Will now bat second for them here tonight. First pitch that he sees from Tizenchek. Swing and a miss for strike one. Tizenchek ahead once again, this time on Morejo, 0-1. Pitch taken for a called strike. 0-2. The 0-2 taken on the outside corner. Looked like a nice changeup from Tizenchek for his first strikeout of the evening. So I'll bring up Tyler McKillop, the shortstop. McKillop had that tough ground ball hit to him in the top of the first, leading to a run for the Athletics. Bats third tonight and plays shortstop for the Dragons. First pitch he sees catches the outside corner for strike one. The 0-1, fly it high in the air, out of play foul. Quickly 0-2, this time on Tyler McKillop. Oh, and 2, Tizenchek seeming to use the fastball and changeup so far. No real off-speed pitches from him. There's one, and McKillop takes it away for ball one. They attempt to pick off, and Vega's practically standing on first base, so he gets back with no issue whatsoever. Still 1-2 on Tyler McKillop. Vega fooled me and fooled some of the infielders. Got a little bit of a running secondary lead, but it was not off. As the count evens up, 2-2. 2-2 on McKillop here, one away. McKillop knocks that one into center field. It will drop in front of the center fielder Morrison. Second hit of the inning for the Dragons as Rene Vega stops at second. McKillop fought that one off of his hands for a base hit. Bring up Jack Ploppert, cleanup man tonight for the Dragons, a designated hitter. Two singles with a strikeout in between so far for the Dragons. As Ploppert looks at strike one. Oh, and 1 on Ploppert. He fouls that one back. 0-2. Oh, and 2 on Plopper here. He hits that one towards the right fielder, Gardner. He runs in and puts it away with the basket catch for the second out of the inning. Kind of an awkward catch by the right fielder, Gardner, but nonetheless put it away. Bring up Derek Diaz, the catcher tonight for the Dragons, with 2 men on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Dragons have managed 2 hits this inning, but nothing to show for it at this point. Diaz takes that first pitch high and out of the zone. Nobody really holding Vega on as Marin takes a couple steps closer and backs off. Diaz takes that for ball 2, 2-0. Two and 0 on Derek Diaz with 2 on and 2 outs. Tizenchek winds and fires. Pitch misses low and in the dirt. 3-0 on Derek Diaz with Nolan Duda on deck. Three and 0. Tizenchek looking to find the zone. Marin sneaks in behind second. As that strike catches the outside part of the plate, but it pops off the glove of McLaughlin, and both runners advance. So the count moves to 3-1. Count moves to 3-1 on Derek Diaz, and now instead of 1, there's 2 runners in scoring position, with Vega on third and McKillop on second. Hitters count for Diaz here. He hits that one high in the air towards the center fielder Morrison. He camps underneath it and puts it away for the third out. The Dragons threaten, but do not score. And at the end of the first, the score remains 1-0. We begin the top of the second inning here with Tristan Gardner up at the plate for the Athletics. Dragons were unable to score in the first inning while they did threaten. First pitch to Gardner. Pitch misses for ball one. That one chopped foul down the third baseline. Strike one. One and one here. New pitcher Enzel in the game. Facing Tristan Gardner, right fielder. And Gardner rips that one right back where it came from for the second hit of the day for the Athletics. We'll bring up Wyatt Jennings, designated hitter for the Athletics, number 8 hitter in their order. That one ground to the shortstop, McKillop. He bobbles, fires over to first. In time. Mike Town kept his foot on the bag, and a nice throw by McKillop to get the out at first base. And Gardner advances to second on that fielder's choice. We'll now bring up Ryan Reagan, number 9 batter. So after this, we'll flip the order around for the Dragons. Left fielder Reagan rips that one to center field towards Moreja. He fields it in his tracks and puts it away for the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs here for Enzel. That flips the order around to Red Marin, second baseman. Got hit in his first at-bat. Was visibly upset by that. First pitch to Marin. He rips that one up the middle towards Moreja, and it will drop in front of the center fielder. They will send Gardner home to throw, and they got him. A strike thrown by Zach Moreja from center field. And Gardner was out by a couple of steps. Big throw by the Dragons center fielder to retire the side. As we're about ready to begin the bottom of the second inning here, Dragons still only trailing 1-0 thanks to An absolute strike thrown by their center fielder, Zach Moreja. He threw a bullet to home from center field to get Tristan Gardner out at the plate. And keeps this lead only at 1 for the Athletics. It'll be Nolan Duda leading off here for the Dragons in the bottom half of the second. He takes strike 1 in there. Tizenchek still out there working for the Athletics in his second inning of work. Big swing and a miss from Duda, quickly down 0-2. Duda playing left field for the Dragons tonight. Quickly down 0-2 to Tizenchek. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3-pitch strikeout to begin the inning for Luke Tizenchek, and he gets Duda swinging. Mike Town will bat now, the first baseman tonight for the Dragons. Number 43. First pitch he sees. Off-speed pitch that bounces in front of the plate, 1-0. That one gets a piece of Town, and he will take his base. That makes it 3 hit-by-pitches on the night if you combine both sides. And Mike Town will be on first base with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Dragons trailing by 1. Brings up Casey Jobe playing third base tonight. Coach of the Dragons last night playing third base tonight. First pitch he sees. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Attempt to pick off to no avail. Town gets back easily, standing up. Swing and a miss from Jobe, and he quickly falls behind 0-2 on Tizenchek. Tizenchek looks for his 3rd strikeout of the night. Will not get it there as Jobe stays alive. Fouls that one back. Still 0-2. Luke Tizenchek way ahead on Jobe, the third baseman. The 0-2 waved on and missed. 3rd strikeout of the evening for Luke Tizenchek, his 2nd this inning. It'll bring up Dominic Whiteman, playing right field tonight. He takes ball 1 high and tight. The 1-0 comes home, misses away, 2-0. Runner on first base for the Dragons. 2 outs here, bottom of the second inning. Both teams with 2 hits apiece. That one popped high in the air. Who's going to make the call? The catcher, McLaughlin, runs out of room as that ball just sneaks over the fence, and the kids will run after it. Strike 1 on Whiteman. Whiteman ahead here, 2-1. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. The count evens up. Tizenchuk so far tonight using his fastball to blow it by these Dragons hitters. The 2-2. Taken just off the outside corner for ball 3. And with a full count, that will put Mike Town in motion at first base. The payoff pitch. Fouled away, and we'll do it again. Full count on Dominic Whiteman. Mike Town on first base. Will be stealing as soon as the pitch is thrown home. Whiteman awaits the payoff pitch. Taken on the outside corner for a called strike 3. The 4th strikeout of the night for Tizenchuk. The 2nd looking. And at the end of 2 innings, the score remains 1-0 Athletics. Top of the 3rd inning will begin with 2, 3, and 4 for the Athletics, beginning with Chase Morrison, their center fielder. He fouls that one towards the Dragons bullpen. Don't believe that got a piece of anybody, but man, that was close. That was scary stuff. That was hit right at the Dragons dugout. 0-1 on Morrison. Had an RBI single in his first at-bat. Kind of took a bad skip by McKillop. Strike 2 piled in there. Quickly 0-2. Quickly here on Morrison. Set off speed pitch. Misses high. Ball 1. Ball chopped towards the shortstop, McKillop. He charges and bobbles it. Unable to make the play was Tyler McKillop. And Morrison will reach for the 2nd time tonight. That one fouled away. Ensel gets ahead. Strike 1. Oh, and 1 on Nicholas Plew. That ball chopped down the 3rd baseline. It will go foul. 0-2. Plew struck out looking in his last at-bat on a very controversial pitch off the outside part of the plate. He's behind quickly here, 0-2 to Ensel. The 0-2. Ground to the 3rd baseman, Jobe. He fields, fires a second for 1. Over to first. Not in time as that throw sailed wide from the first baseman Town. You get the force out at 2nd, but Plew will reach on that fielder's choice. Good play by the 3rd baseman / coach, Jobe. It'll bring up Brendan McLaughlin. He also got hit by a pitch in his first at-bat of the night on an 0-2 pitch from the starter, Hill. It's unfortunate. First pitch misses away, ball one. Ball ripped towards the center fielder, Moreja. He will make the catch on the run and flip it into second base. Second out of the inning. Nice play by Zach Moreja. Bring up the third baseman, Christian Tortorisi. Tortorisi, strikeout victim in his first at-bat, looking. First pitch he sees, swung on and missed for strike one. Top of the third, Athletics still with a 1-0 lead. Second pitch catches the outside corner for strike two. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Enzel. The 0-2. Catches the outside corner for a called strike three. First strikeout for Enzel. And the Dragons work another scoreless inning at the end of 2.5. They still trail 1-0. Tizenchuk will stay out there for his third inning of work. He'll face the top of the Dragons order. Rene Vega will lead it off. He singled in his first at-bat to start the first inning for the Dragons. First pitch Vega sees is taken for a strike. Just on the outside corner. Remember, this game is only 7 innings. So here in the bottom of the third, we are almost about halfway through. Oh, and 1 to Vega. That changeup tails away from Tizenchuk. 1-1. One and one on Vega here. He takes that fastball for the second ball. The 2-1 is swung on and missed by Vega to even up the count at 2s. Two and two on Vega. Ripped a single to left center field to lead off the game for the Dragons. He awaits a 2-2. Pops that one foul out of play. Off the light pole. Off the light pole, and we'll do it again on 2 and 2. Two and two on Tizenchek. Vega takes that one. Looking, that off-speed pitch landed in the zone beautifully for Luke Tizenchek, and he gets his 5th strikeout of the evening. Will now face Zach Mareja, center fielder for the Dragons. Ball 1 taken. Second pitch to Mareja. Taken, low and away, ball 2. Two and 0 hitters count on Mareja here. He hits that one off the catcher. Foul ball. Two and one now on Mareja. 1 out here, bottom of the 3rd inning. Dragons trailing by 1. Kind of a half-hearted swing there to even the count up at 2s. Two and two on Mareja. Tizenchek looks for his 6th strikeout of the evening. Will not get it there, so that fastball misses high and away. Count runs full. Payoff pitch taken for a called strike 3 on the outside corner. 6th strikeout for Luke Tizenchek. So that brings up Tyler McKillop. He hit an inside fastball off the hands, and it landed for a single in his first at-bat. It's ball 1 on McKillop, 1-0 here. Strike 1, bit of a late strike call from the home plate umpire, as the count evens up on McKillop. The 1-1. McKillop slices that one towards right center field. Center fielder Morrison over, and he will put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. A quick and efficient 1-2-3 inning for Tizenchek and the Athletics. And at the end of 3 innings, the score remains 1-0. Another new pitcher here for the Dragons. In the top of the 4th inning, it will be Jay Creighton, number 41, the lefty. Jackson Cox will lead it off here, number 31 for the Athletics. Both teams only have managed 2 hits tonight. The Athletics, one of their hits was an RBI single, leading to this 1-0 deficit for the Dragons. First pitch from Creighton is in there for a called strike. Cox grounded out to third base to end the top of the 1st in his last at-bat. Second pitch he sees, tails away. Now one taken a low, 2-1. Two and one on Cox here, leading it off for the Athletics. He pops that one out of play for strike 2. Count 2-2. It's a 2-2. Popped in the air. Shallow center field. The center fielder, Reha, will come in and put it away for the first out of the inning. Tristan Gardner will step up now. He singled in his first at-bat, then got thrown out at home from a bullet by Moreja in center field. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Oh, and 1. Creighton ahead. Misses high. 1-1. One taken for a called second strike. Gardner 1 for 1. One of the 2 hits for his team tonight. Remember, this is only a 7-inning game. 9 innings will not be played tonight. That ball taken in the dirt for ball 2. Count evens up. A pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Gardner goes down looking, and there's quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. The Dragons pitching has held it down since that first run that scored within 2 minutes of this game starting. But now they need their offense to put some runs on the board. Wyatt Jennings will step up. He grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Taken for ball 1. One and 0. Fouled away off the screen. Count evens up at 1s. One and 1 count on Jennings. Creighton bounces that fastball. Somehow did not get a piece of Jennings. Kind of had to hop out of the way of that one. 2-1 count on Wyatt Jennings. Jake Creighton looking to work his first scoreless inning. Pitch in the same spot. This is for ball 3, 3-1. That pitch bounces, and Jennings works a walk. That'll bring up Ryan Reagan with 2 outs and a man on first. He takes that first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Reagan flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Pitch taken on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 on Reagan. Creighton way ahead of Ryan Reagan, 0-2. He'll fire home. Ball squibbed back to the screen, and we'll do it again on 0-2. Still 0-2 on Reagan. Creighton will come set and fire home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jay Creighton works a scoreless inning as Reagan goes down on strikes. And at the end of 3.5, the score remains 1-0 Athletics. Who is it?
I don't know who it is. Because Jay Creighton's a right-hander.
Oh. Well, beats me.
Because I watched the Saturday stream the other night, and Jay Creighton was a right-hander.
Okay. So we don't know who he is, Mister.
They must have just given him
Random guy. Okay. All good. Jack Ploppert will lead it off for the Dragons. His second at-bat tonight, he flew out to right field in his first time up. Tizenchek still out there for his 4th inning of work. Ploppert takes that off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. That pitch taken outside part of the plate this time with that slider. 0-2 quickly on Ploppert. The 0-2. Ploppert grounds to the shortstop, Plew. He fields, collects himself, and fires to first for the first out. We'll bring up Derek Diaz, another fly-out victim in his first at-bat. He fouls off the first pitch he sees. Tizenchek with 6 strikeouts so far through 3 1/3 innings. Very solid stuff from the Athletics right-hander. He deals home the 0-1. Slider, Diaz is way out in front, 0-2. Another hitter. Tizenchek is quickly ahead of 0-2 this time on Derek Diaz. He fires home. Diaz just got a piece of that one to stay alive. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Diaz goes down on strike. 7th strikeout for Luke Tizenchek. And he will now face a man who he already struck out tonight in Nolan Duda. First pitch he sees, that changeup misses low for ball 1. That one misses way inside. Almost gets a piece of Duda. 2-0. Big swing and a miss from Duda. In the hitter's count there. 2-1 now. Two and one on Duda. He fouls that one over the screen for strike 2. Two and two count, 2 outs, nobody on base. Bottom of the 4th inning. Dragons still trailing 1-0 here. Rip to right field now will sneak through for a base hit for Duda. That slider caught too much plate from Tizenchek, and that will lead to the 3rd hit of the night for this Dragon squad. They now have a man on with 2 outs for Mike Town. Town was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. He takes that first pitch high for ball 1. One and 0 on Town here. So he takes that fastball in and off the plate for ball 2. Two and 0 on Town. He takes a big hack. It swings right through for 2-1. Two and 1, taken high, 3-1. Three and 1 count on Town here. Runner on first base, 2 away. 3-1 taken over the plate for strike 2. And the full count will put Duda in motion on the pitch. Tizenchek will deal the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. the 8th strikeout from Luke Tizenchek, and he has through 4 scoreless innings against the Dragons. They still trail 1-0. New pitcher in for the Dragons will be number 9, Tyler Wagand. He'll get some work in this exhibition game as we begin the top of the 5th inning. Dragons still trailing 1-0, unable to scrape across 1 run so far is this Dragons offense. So we'll begin with the top of the order for the Athletics, 3rd time through, beginning with Red Marin, their second baseman. He pops that one into left field towards Duda, and he will put it away for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out for Wagan. Brings up Chase Morrison. Center fielder had an RBI single in his first at-bat and reached on an error by Tyler McKillop in his last at-bat. First pitch he sees is taken low and away for ball 1. Oh, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. As the count evens up on Morrison. Next pitch he sees misses high, ball 2. Two and 1 on the center fielder. Wagan deals. Catches the outside corner, strike 2. Two and 2 count, 1 away here. Wagan will deal. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets him on that off-speed pitch. First strikeout of the evening for Wagan. Quickly 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Brings up Nick Plew. Shortstop's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. First pitch he sees is taken for a called strike. Another strike. Quickly 0-2. Wagan 1 strike away from working a very quick and efficient 1-2-3 inning. He will work out of the windup, kick and deal the 0-2. Just misses off the plate for ball 1. Still ahead in the count is Wagan, 1-2 to Nick Plew. He works out of the windup and fires home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, a strong inning from Tyler Wagan as he gets 2 strikeouts in the top of the 5th. And at the end of 4.5, the score remains 1-0. Tizenchek stays out there for the Athletics. No reason not to. The righty has pitched 4 scoreless innings so far. Really had no trouble whatsoever navigating through this Dragons order. Tizenchek will face 8, 9, and 1 in the Dragons order, beginning with Casey Jobe. Casey Jobe will lead it off here for the Dragons in the bottom half of the 5th. He struck out in his first at-bat of the night. Fouls that first pitch off the screen for strike 1. Oh, 1 on Jobe. The Dragons look to get some base runners and claw back into this one. He takes that off-speed pitch. Beautiful pitch by Tizenchek, and once again, he is ahead on a Dragons hitter, 0-2. Jobe fouls it away. Oh, and 2 on Jobe. He just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. That one chopped to the third. Oh, shortstop will field it. Plew. He fires, and they got him. That'll bring up Dominic Wheatman. Struck out in his first at-bat. Rips that one up the middle for a base hit. The pitcher gets himself a knock in this one. First couple of at-bats on the season for Wheatman. And in his second one, rips a single back up the middle against a Division I commit pitcher. Piece of hitting by Wheatman. And that will flip the order around. If the Dragons ever have a chance to tie this game up or take the lead, it is now with Rene Vega. First pitch to Vega. Fouled away. Fourth hit of the evening for the Dragons. They have out-hit the Athletics. Just been unable to do anything with these hits. Vega behind 0-1. That pitch bounces a couple feet in front of the home plate. Count. We'll even up on Rene Vega 1-1. One and one on Vega. He takes that ball high out of the zone for ball 2. Two and one count on Rene Vega. Runner on first base. Vega takes off the inside corner. 3-1. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. This might be the best chance the Dragons will get all night. 3-1 count. Man already on first base. 1 out. The leadoff man, Rene Vega, takes that ball high and in. Vega just able to get out of the way, and he works a walk and reaches base safely for the second time tonight. There's a pitcher throwing in the Athletics bullpen, but I do not believe he is ready to come in the game yet. Looks like they'll stick with Tizenchek, and it'll just be the catcher, McLaughlin, having a meeting with him. Zach Moreja will be up now. He struck out a couple of times tonight. 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Dragons. Moreja fouls that one down the third base line, out of play for strike 1. That one chopped to the shortstop, Plu. He will have to charge. He fires to first, not in time. Moreja beats it out with an infield single, and the bases are loaded with Dragons for Tyler McKillop. Big at-bat in this game for the Dragons shortstop McKillop, who has been great all season long. Corners in for the Athletics. Bases loaded for McKillop. The first pitch he sees, he takes inside for ball 1. Nowhere to put McKillop. Dragons with a couple of singles and a walk have loaded the bases here in the bottom of the 5th inning as we approach the end of this 7-inning game. He takes 2-0. Tizenchek been very solid so far tonight. Recording 8 strikeouts, but now in a bit of a jam here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Tyler McKillop up at the dish. He takes 3-0. Nowhere to put McKillop, and he is 1 ball away from working a free base and tying this game up for the Dragons. Middle infielder shifted for a double play. Corners in to get the force at home. McKillop takes ball 4. Tizenchek walks in the first run for the Dragons, and they have tied this game up at 1. Dragons tie this one up, and the bases remain loaded for them. Couple of walks and a couple of singles, and the Dragons have tied this ball game up with Jack Plopper up at the dish now. Plopper at 0 for 2. Plopper takes ball 1. 5 straight balls thrown by Tizenchek. Having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone. The 1-0. Taken. Eppel just clipped top of the zone. 1-1. A strike that Tizenchek desperately needed. One and 1 on Jack Plopper. He takes, blocked by McLaughlin. 2-1. Dragons looking to build a lead here. This game now tied. That ball taken. 3-1. Three and 1 on Plopper. Tizenchek has nowhere to put him. Deals a strike. Full count. Bases loaded with Dragons. 1 away here for Jack Plopper. Derek Diaz looms on deck. Dragons have already tied this game up, looking to do more in this inning. The payoff pitch. Plopper rips it down the right field line, and that ball will drop fair for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. They will wave around McKillop, and he will score. A bases clearing 1-out double for Jack Plopper. And the Dragons now lead this one 4-1. Huge hit by Plopper. Athletics players are trying to argue that that ball was foul, but I believe that ball did drop in fair. Plopper went with that outside pitch and drove it down the line for a bases clearing double. A huge hit for the righty, and that will knock Tizenchek out of the game. A huge bases clearing double from Plopper. Without a doubt, his biggest hit of the season. Knocks Tizenchek out of the game. Tizenchek was dominant in the first 4 innings of this one, notching 8 strikeouts. But this inning all started with a single for a man who doesn't even swing that much. A pitcher, Dominic Waitman, had a 1-out single, and then after him, walk, single, walk, loaded the bases. And then that 3-run double from Jack Plopper. And just like that, the Dragons lead 4-1 here in the 5th inning. You might be thinking there's a lot of game left. There is not. This is only a 7-inning game. So we are nearing the end of this one here at East Field. As new pitcher in for the Athletics is Tyler Murray, the right-hander. As Murray works on his warm-up pitches, Derek Diaz awaits on deck, followed by Nolan Duda. Dragons already have gotten 3 runs this inning, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind getting a couple more, really padding onto that lead. As Murray is all finished up, and Derek Diaz will trot over to home plate for his 3rd at-bat of the night. 0 for 2 tonight is the catcher. Murray having to work out of the stretch with Plopper standing on second base. He steps off. Good size lead for Ploppert. No one really holding him on. Shortstop Plu creeps a little bit, but nothing really. First pitch to Diaz. Taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Oh, and 1 on Derek Diaz here. So the Dragons have just taken the lead. He takes ball 1 off the plate. 1-1 on Derek Diaz. Jack Ploppert getting a good lead as they looked like they were going to attempt a pickoff play there. Plu ran right behind Ploppert. I don't think Ploppert really saw him too well. Umpire just issued a warning to the Albany coach. Not really sure for what. I think he gave the pitcher a warning about a balk or something along those lines. Count 2-1 on Derek Diaz. No one holding on Jack Ploppert at second. That pitch gets a piece of Diaz. Hits him right in the hip. That cannot feel good. Diaz will take his base. Second hit by pitch tonight for the Athletics pitching staff. That brings up Nolan Duda, singled through the right side in his first at-bat. First pitch ripped down the line towards the Dragons dugout. Strike 1. 0-1 on Duda. Runners on first and second, 1 away. Dragons have already plated 4 runs in this inning. Marin will sneak behind the runner Ploppert. They attempt to pick off to no avail. Both Marin and Plu kind of collided there, made for an awkward play at second. Oh and 2. The 0-2. Fouled right back to the screen. Duda stays alive. The 0-2 to Duda once again. He rips that one down the left field line. It will get down for a base hit. Ploppert will come around and score. Diaz will go to third. They're sending Diaz home. The throw from the shortstop Plu is in time, and they get Derek Diaz at home on the double by Nolan Duda. But one runner will score as the Dragons move their lead to 5-1. Nolan Duda absolutely roped that ball. Dragons are loving hitting the ball the opposite way tonight. That bases clearing double from Ploppert down the right field line. Then Duda poking one down the left field line for a double of his own. And the Dragons have put across 5 runs this inning. Strike 1 thrown in there to Mike Town. Struck out in his last at-bat and got hit earlier in the game. The 0-1 to Town. Fouls it right back to the screen quickly, 0-2. Oh, and 2 count. 2 outs. Runner on second base. Town takes that one high for ball 1. Runner on second base is Nolan Duda. Mike Town up at the plate. Dragons have played 5 runs this inning. Swing and a miss. Town down on strikes. But not before the Dragons almost bat through their entire order. They plate 5 runs on 3 hits. And at the end of 5, they now lead this one 5-1. Number 1, Zach Mareja will take over on the mound. He shifts from center field to the pitcher's mound. And not sure who's going to play center field for him. Looks like Billy Barthel will come in the game and go to left field, and Nolan Duda will shift over to center. It appears that's what the Dragons will do. Brendan McLaughlin will lead it off here against Zach Mareja. First batter he will face tonight. Dragons just getting a lot of guys some work tonight. Mareja misses low with that fastball, ball 1. One and 0. Ball chopped towards the shortstop, McKillop. He fields on a hop, fires over to first for the first out of the inning. Quick first out for Mareja on the mound. It'll now be Christian Tortorisi. A couple of strikeouts looking for their third baseman tonight. He takes a big cut and a miss through that one for strike 1. Although this is just an exhibition game, it'd be nice for the Dragons to seal the deal in this one, ride some momentum into tomorrow's tough game against Amsterdam. Ball 1. For those listening still, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on the same YouTube live stream, the Dragons will face off against Amsterdam Mohawks. 7 p.m. here at Eastfield. Then Monday they will face off against, I believe, Boonville at home on the YouTube live stream. That one flied towards Duda in center field, and when you move positions, the ball will just find you. That's how baseball works. Fly out to center field for Tortorisi, and quickly 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. I tell you, after that first inning, these Dragons pitchers have really just settled down and made very easy work of this Athletics offense, which is very good. I mean, this game's going by quick. It's only been an hour and a half so far, and we're 6 innings into this 7-inning game. First pitch catches the inside corner to Jackson Cox for strike 1. Pitch in there for a called strike. 1-2. 1-2 on Jackson Cox. He is 0 for 2. Zach Morejo looking to work a quick 1-2-3 inning. He will kick and deal. Ball misses low and in. His count evens up. Two and two count. Morejo will fire home. That one misses low. Count runs full on Jackson Cox. Three-two count. 2 outs. Pitch to Jackson Cox. Chop to the shortstop McKillop. He will gather. Fire over to first. Not picked by the first baseman Town. He will hustle after it as Cox jogs into second safely on the second error by Tyler McKillop tonight. Brings up Tristan Gardner with 2 outs and now a man on second. Gardner 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout this evening. First pitch to Gardner, misses low and in. Morejo will deal the 1-0 home. After a couple of looks back to second. Ripped down the left field line, foul for strike 1. One and one on Gardner here. As Moravia looks to avoid the error. Ball grounded to Casey Jobe. He feels. Fires over to first. Stretch by Town to get the out at first. Dragons work another scoreless inning. They have worked 5 scoreless innings in a row, and at the end of 5.5, they lead 5-1. Casey Jobe will lead off this bottom of the 6th inning for the Dragons offense. As they look to build on that strong 5-run inning they had in the 5th. It'll still be Tyler Murray out there for the Athletics. First pitch to Jobe. Misses a low and away, ball 1 on the third baseman. Third baseman, player coach. Coached yesterday, playing today. A little bit of everything for the Dragons. Second pitch he sees, misses for a ball. In an exhibition game, the Dragons like to have a little bit of fun playing their coach, Casey Jobe, at third base. He's done a good job today. Made a couple nice plays over at third. Nothing that makes you mad. Big swing and a miss there, 2-1. Jobe holds up his swing. And the count moves to 3-1. 3-1 hitters count on Casey Jobe. He rips that one past the third baseman, Tortorisi. That took a tough hop. Jobe gave that one a ride. And he will reach with his first hit of the evening. Bring up Dominic Whiteman, who singled in his last at-bat, began that 5-inning rally for the Dragons. Coach gets a pinch runner. Tyler Wagan will pinch run for him. First pitch to Whiteman is ripped to left field. Second base hit of the night for Dominic Whiteman. Back-to-back singles and back-to-back at-bats for number 14. Showing out today in his first hitting appearance of the year. That flips the order around for the fourth time to Rene Vega. He's reached base successfully twice tonight with a hit and a walk. Single. First pitch he sees is fouled away for strike one. Oh, and 1 on Rene Vega. He takes off the plate, ball one. One on one count, no outs here. Bottom of the sixth inning, Dragons leading 5-1. Vega takes that off-speed pitch in the dirt for ball two. Two and one to Rene Vega. He rips that one into right field for a base hit. Second hit of the day for Rene Vega. And they will send Wagan home. The throw by the right fielder Gardner is not in time. It is up the line. Wagan will score on the single by Rene Vega. And the Dragons add on to their lead. They now lead 6-1. Great stuff from this Dragons offense in the last couple innings of this game. They've managed 10 hits now. Still only 2 hits for the Athletics. Brings up Zach Marasia. He was a center fielder, now he's hitting. Or he was a center fielder, now he's pitching. That's what I meant to say. Strike one. So he tips that one into the glove of the catcher. He got his infield single in his last at-bat, part of that big inning for the Dragons. Be his fourth at-bat. He takes in the dirt. No advancement from the runners as McLaughlin kept it close enough. Ball one. The 1-1 to Moreja. He takes inside for ball two. 2-1 on Moreja. 2 runners in scoring position. No outs still. Bottom of the 6th inning. He rips that one right up the middle for a base hit. 1 run will score. They will send Rene Vega home. Cut off by the first baseman, Cox. He fires home. Vega is tagged out. Tried to hop out of the way. To no avail. 1 run did score on that. It is an RBI single for Moreja. And the Dragons have built this lead to 7-1. Very refreshing to see the Dragons stack hits like this. They've had 4 straight singles to start this inning. That's just great stuff from this offense. 11 hits on the night and only in 5 innings basically so far. They attempt a back pick. Not in time as Cox dropped that one. Pitch was a strike, 0-1. On Tyler McKillop. McKillop walked in his last at-bat, walked in a run. They attempt the pickoff, and Moreja walks back in safely. McKillop rips that one to left field, and that will drop for another base hit. 5 straight hits to start the inning for the Dragons. They just keep on hitting. And here comes the Athletics coach. You wonder if that will do it for Murray. Looks like it will. He has a pitcher following him. Billy Barthel will pinch hit for Jack Plopper. He will get a couple minutes as there'll be a new pitcher. We'll find out who he is as quick as possible. It'll be number 40. The right fielder, Tristan Gardner, will come in to pitch. Tristan Gardner on the mound. He has been playing right field so far tonight, but will now come in to do some pitching for the Athletics as Murray was struggling to get outs. 5 straight hits to start this inning for the Dragons. I've been watching on and off with these warm-up pitches, and I think that's either like the 4th or 5th pitch to get to the backstop from Gardner as he continues to work on his warm-up pitches. Another one. That one tipped off of the catcher's glove, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. The whole Athletics team is having a meeting behind the mound, and now they will all split up and go to their respective positions. Billy Barthel will get his first at-bat of the night. Pinch hitting for Jack Ploppert. Ploppert had that big bases-clearing double, and his night is now done. Gardner will deal to Barthel. Misses high, ball one. His warm-up pitches appear to be carrying over, so all the warm-up pitches were high. That first fastball misses way high above the head of Barthel. The 1-0. Taken way away. 2-0, not close. Two and 0 on Billy Barthel. 2 runners on for the Dragons. They lead 7-1. Gardner will fire home. Barthel fouls that one over towards his teammate Derek Diaz for the first strike. 2-1. Two and 1 on Barthel. As that one bounces, blocked by the catcher McLaughlin. 3-1. Gardner seeming to have a bit of a control issue so far in this first batter. Three and 1 to Barthel. Taken way away. That one skips to the backstop, and all runners will advance. Bases loaded for Derek Diaz. Got hit by a pitch in the hip in his last at-bat. First pitch he sees from Gardner. Misses way high. 1-0. Gardner having trouble coming down to the strike zone. The 1-0 to Diaz. That one bounces. 2-0. Two and 0 here on Diaz. One away. Bottom of the 6th. Taken for ball 3. Not close. Gardner not finding the zone right now. Already issued 1 walk in the first batter he faced. Dragons so far this inning, 5 singles and a walk. The only out was Rene Vega getting thrown out at home. See if Derek Diaz can keep this train moving. He takes a walk. Pitch nowhere close once again. Second straight walk from the new pitcher Gardner. That will walk in a run. The 8th run of the game for the Dragons. As out will come the Athletics coach. Possibly a new pitcher. Looks like it will be a new pitcher. It'll be number 20. Number 20 is Wyatt Jennings. He was previously the designated hitter for the Athletics. He will now, however, pitch. Jennings finishes his warm-up pitches, and he'll face Nolan Duda. Duda had an opposite field RBI double in his last at-bat. Fourth time he'll step up tonight. First pitch misses away for ball one. Bases loaded with Dragons here. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. The 1-0. Hit high towards the right fielder. He will not make a play on it. It gets over his head. 1 run will score. Everyone kind of held up a little bit, so they will hold Barthel up at third. 1 run will score on that. I don't even know if you can call that a base hit. Kind of just dropped right behind the right fielder there. But Dragons get a run nonetheless. And the bases remain loaded. Everybody moves station to station. And the score is now 9-1, and the Dragons have 13 hits. Wow. 13 hits from this Dragons team, and only 5 1/3 innings so far. Just pure and utter domination from this offense. Big swing and a miss from Town, and he falls behind 2-0. Or 0-2, excuse me. Town looking to keep the train moving for these Dragons. Still only 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th. Jennings will fire home as he spikes that one, 1-2. Swing and a miss from Town. He goes down on strikes. Second out of the inning will bring up Casey Job. Job will bat with 2 outs on the bases, still loaded. He rips that one up the middle. That will drop for a base hit. 1 run will score. They will send Derek Diaz home. The cutoff throw is bobbled. 2 runs will score. And the Dragons now lead 11-1. A 2 RBI single from head coach Casey Job. And the domination continues from this Dragons offense. They lead 11-1. So funny how baseball works. This offense went scoreless for the first 4 innings of this game. And in the 5th inning, plated 5. And in this inning, have plated 6. Great stuff. As Whiteman takes strike 1. Runners on first and second still for the Dragons. Whiteman takes strike 2. Oh, 0-2 to Whiteman. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 6th inning. He fouls that one away down the right field line. Will be out of the reach of anybody. Oh, 0-2 on Dominic Whiteman. Dragons have plated 6 runs in this inning on a lot of hits. He went around, and they complete the throw and the strikeout, but not before. The Dragons score 6 runs. They lead this one 11-1, and they are 3 outs away from securing this W. The man looking to close out this game will be Aiden Fall for the Dragons. Dragons, 7 hits last inning, 14 hits overall tonight. What a showing from this offense. Exactly the type of get-right game that they needed after last night's rough showing against Socrates. And tomorrow is no easy game either. They welcome the Amsterdam Mohawks to town, one of the best teams in the PGCBL. Wyatt Jennings will come off the mound and hop into the batter's box for his third at-bat of the night. He's 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. As the Dragons 3 outs away from securing a big W here. First pitch is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Misses away. Ball 1. Pitch misses for ball 2. 2-1. 2-1. In there for a called strike. 2-2. 2-2. Aiden Fall kicks and deals. In there for a called strike 3. Jennings will go down looking. First strikeout of the night for Aiden Fall. Now he will have to face Ryan Reagan, left fielder for the Athletics. He's 0 for 2 today. Fall gets his sign. He'll fire home. Misses up. Ball 1. In there for a called strike. Count evens up on Reagan. One and one. Swing and a miss. Ball tailed right in on the hands of Reagan. 1-2. Pitch just misses. Ball 2. Two and 2. Fall looking for the put-away pitch. Misses low. The count runs full. Payoff pitch from Fall. Misses. High and away. And Reagan works a walk. 1 out, and now a runner on first base for the Athletics. First pitch is in there from Fall for a called strike. Fall out of the stretch, fires home. Fouled right back over the booth, 0-2. Oh, and 2 Fall way ahead on Red Marin here. Deals home. Just high, ball 1. 1-2 on Marin. So he goes down looking. Fall gets him looking with that heater on the outside corner. 2 outs here, and the Dragons are 1 out away from securing this non-league victory over the Albany Athletics. Dragons started out slow tonight. Did not score a run until the 5th inning, but in the 5th and 6th inning, they scored 11 runs, 5 in the 5th and a 6 in the 6th. Strike one. Dragons bats came alive in this one. 14 hits, only 2 hits managed for the Athletics, and one of them came in the 1st inning, and the other came in the 2nd inning. So they have not gotten a hit since the 2nd inning. Just pure and utter domination from this Dragons pitching staff. Great momentum for the Dragons heading into tomorrow night against Amsterdam, who always is a tough customer. Strike 2. Fall blows it right by him, and he is 1 strike away. Aiden Fall ahead. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on first base. The pitch. Hit to the second baseman Vega, and he catches it on a line for the out. And the Dragons win this one by a score of 11-1. The bats came alive in the 5th inning for the Dragons, and that eventually led to this win. Great win for these Dragons. They head into tomorrow's matchup against Amsterdam. Please join us on the live stream again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I will probably start it around 6:45, so be on the lookout for that. I'll post the link on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll be back 7 p.m. tomorrow as the Dragons face off against Amsterdam. But thank you, everybody, for watching the live stream. Much appreciated. And we will be back tomorrow night. Go Dragons.